Hello, I am Cordell, and I need to know how many licks it takes.
I'm Sammy, and what kind of Pokemon are you?
And I'm Caleb, and I brought another one. It's a game show one.
Welcome to Junk House.
It's a psychobilly freakout!
Hello, everyone. This is the Junk House, where we're in a house full of just garbage and just junk everywhere. But we're gonna have a good time because that's what friends are for.
Is just like America.
Yeah, you made it sound like they just came into like a hoarder's house for this pot. That is this. Podcast.
Is that not what you imagine though? Like in your mind palace, when you think of this podcast, I imagine like you open the door and a little avalanche of like cans rolls out. And then you step over.
What are the cans?
Like any kind of canned alcohol mixed with a lot of Baja Blast.
So Baja Blast Zero Sugar Mountain Dew.
Yes, basically.
You seen the TikTok of the avalanche of water bottles coming down the staircase?
No.
Okay, well there's that. There's just a nonstop flow of water bottles, and that's what I imagine.
Yeah.
Junk houses.
And I mean, you come in and the living room is like it's like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles home, but not in a sewer. Like just as dirty, pizza boxes everywhere. The only clear spots are the couch and the TV.
No, okay. This is gonna get me in a small rant. Pizza box companies, stop making them so big that they don't fit in regular trash cans.
Well, I think the real problem with pizza boxes is they don't fold well. Keep them the same size, put a crease right in the middle that lets you fold them in half to put in a regular trash can.
Okay, that's...
Oh, and you make it, here's what you actually do. Right?
Okay, school us.
Take the pizza box, take the top and the bottom, and serrate it. So you can take each piece off, use it as a plate, and then it's smaller for recycling later.
But what about the juices? Like a real sloppy za. Like, is that not gonna just juice all over your lap in the car on the way home?
That's what you deserve.
That's what you deserve. But we'll keep the bottom solid.
Okay.
And then the bottom, that's just one big piece you have to worry about, like folding.
So the lid is
Folding
serrated that you then use as plates.
Yeah, for plates.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's efficient.
Plus,
that's what I'm saying.
Who does not like? I think. Who doesn't love a sloppy za, first of all?
We all do.
I think a sloppy za is the superior of the zas.
On lists of sloppy, it goes toppy and then za.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Number one is toppy, then we got the sloppy
toppy is the best. Sloppy
but
za.
Then a close second.
Right
maybe
there,
even
right
time.
And then like 14 steps down is Sloppy Joe's, who just got worse after childhood.
I still love me a Sloppy Joe.
But when was the last time you had one?
Okay, Cordell, I'm about to tell you the secret to actually good Sloppy Joes. Do not buy the canned Sloppy Joe mix. Make it yourself.
Well, that's the secret to every good thing. Like, oh, wow, you want better food? Make it yourself. I'm a lazy dude.
Well, no, but here's the thing. You probably have all the stuff you need to make Sloppy Joes in your cabinet right now. Welcome. I'm now part of Tasty, apparently.
This is Caleb's cooking corner, which is really just the kitchen, but our junk house is very small, and so it's like a kitchenette.
I have a camp stove, and that's really it.
Yeah, a kitchenette.
And it's like half, the butane is halfway gone, and so it barely works. You have the stuff, probably. Because it's just like ketchup, brown sugar, a little bit of mustard, and then like garlic and onion powder, and a few other seasonings.
That just sounds like the also topping for a great meatloaf.
Yes, that's because Sloppy Joe is just meatloaf more sauce.
I would love to like take that run at it because all the Sloppy Joes I had were the canned stuff. I would love to make just like meatloaf sauce, but just separate that meat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Put that on a Sammy. I'm in.
Add some diced onion in
Put
there
it all
while you're
over me.
browning the beef.
Sammy, stop. You're making me horny.
Pour that sauce on Sammy.
Give Sammy the sloppy toppy with the sloppy Joe and then eat some sloppy za later.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's
all
a
she
good
wants.
Sunday for me.
That's all she wants.
That's all. That's all we need. That's all we need. That's the cure for America.
You know the other thing in the junk house that I think in my mind's palace is true? The walls are paper thin. So you can hear everything everyone's doing all the time.
It's a glass house.
Basically.
You can see everything.
You can see, but it's thin glass. So you can hear it too.
And so it'll break real easily.
And we'll die. We'll get crushed by the roof because the roof is not made of glass.
That's made of rock.
For some reason.
No.
That's made
People
of
say don't
solid
throw
rock.
stones in a junk house, and now we know why.
Don't throw glass in a junk house, because why would you throw glass? What's wrong with you?
No. Throw glass in a junk house all you want. Don't throw stones though.
If we had an animated show,
about the great. You're forgetting about the great game of glass catch, where it's you and I throwing a. You think it's like a vase or something that's like, oh, but if you drop it, it's bad. No, it's a pre-broken vase. Like you get cut every time you catch. Yeah. It's bad.
My mom was always growing up. She was like, kids, go outside and play glass catch. But then I saw Spider-Man 2, and I could never look at glass catch the same way. I said, what if my wife dies while I'm playing glass catch?
Yeah.
Too bad.
That's just the risk,
Rest
I guess.
in peace. I'm sorry.
But
you ever seen Victorious?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That one song about eating glass.
Was that when they had that kids show or whatever?
Yes. Yes?
I think that was...
Maybe it was that show is kind of a fever dream to me at this point.
It was wacky, yeah. It was the guy that was a ventriloquist.
Robbie.
He had a little song. It's like I can't remember.
I'm looking up.
It's funny though.
Well, Victorious was the kind of show that like it was at the peak. It was at the peak. Was it Nick? It was Nick, right?
Yeah.
It was Nickelodeon.
It was
made by the same dude that did iCarly and stuff. I can't remember his name.
Dan Schneider.
Dan Schneider, infamous creeper.
Bad guy.
But like it was the peak of Nickelodeon's comedy style of that time period, where it was really just like, what's the most random thing I could have a character do or say right now, and we'll pretend that's well-written comedy.
Yep.
Like that was just the whole writing style and focus was, let's get random and we're gonna pretend we're clever.
Yeah.
Yes, and now I'm remembering the song because that's a perfect example. Because it was literally broken glass is not a food, so don't listen to some dude who says put cheese on broken glass and make a sandwich out of broken glass. It was just like the rest of it was about broken glass too. But like what?
Sometimes that's funny.
I mean,
sometimes
you shouldn't make a sandwich out of broken glass. There is nothing wrong with that statement.
Glass is made for glass catch, and we all know that.
You also shouldn't Quentin Tarantino film a lot of people's feet, children's feet on Victorious. That was like Dan's whole.
There were a lot of feet in his shows.
There's a lot of feet in it of children.
Yeah, it's gross.
And it's gross.
I'm gonna hard pivot this conversation real quick.
Okay, that's fine.
When we were talking about throwing things and glass houses and whatnot, if we had an animated show that was the Junk House, like Ed, Edd n Eddy style animated, the opener would be like the sun up on this small happy town, and then it zooms right in as the like wild music plays, and then it stops and it's looking at the junk house as a newspaper boy rides by on his bike and throws a newspaper right through the window. And then you hear a crash, and then the door opens, and all three of us step out looking like a bunch of goobers because we're animated. And that's the opening.
I very like this.
I'm imagining Monster House, but not 3D.
But not scary.
but not scary. But like that whole,
Yeah.
I think there's a beginning scene where it like throws and then the mouth.
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Either that
You guys
or
ever
it goes
think about how
through
the house-
and it zooms in and then we're all on the couch watching TV and one of us clicks the remote and it goes to the, you know.
It goes to the
goes shoop.
album, the cover art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ever
Yeah.
think about how in Monster House, the monster was a woman, and so that means there was a Monster House vagina,
Yes.
and we have to think about the house sissy.
Oh God.
Yes, I do. I think about Monster House more than I should.
Did you ever think about how the only reason the Monster House exists is because they fridged the wife?
Well, I don't know if that's actually like fridging so much. One, they more cemented her. But two, like if it's to set up the plot of something that like the whole plot hinges on it, that's better than just, oh no, my girlfriend died, so now they don't have to worry about writing girlfriend plots.
Yeah, that's true.
Like sometimes
That's
women
true.
die, and that happens in fiction too.
That's
Yeah.
true. You're right. It's also very funny that the kid knew that the fat kid knew it was a woman house, but for the wrong reason.
Yeah, but the joke, do you get the joke they were making there? Because she goes,
I haven't seen it in so
she
long,
goes,
I'm not
it's a
remembering it.
uvula. And he goes, oh, so it's a girl house. The joke is vulva. He thinks he's
Oh,
mixing up
okay,
uvula and
yeah.
vulva. That's the joke. And when you're a kid, you're like, haha, he doesn't get things. But the more you know.
The more you know, it's a girl house.
Speaking of girl houses and
Mouths.
mouths and uvulas
Mm-hmm.
and
Where are you going, pal?
and- I was trying to segue into your topic for you.
I'll do the segue right here real quick. But also
Okay.
imagine the Monster
Mm.
House giving some sloppy toppy. Horrifying, right?
Just
To
put
another
your-
house.
Put your,
No, to
like-
the old man that lives there.
like put your dick in a door.
Yeah. But it's a glory hole. Maybe it's the mail slot. I don't know.
She uses the carpet tongue.
Oh. That's a
Oh.
lot of rug. That's literal rug burn.
Rug rash.
So
I don't
yeah,
like this.
my question for today: how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? Do they even make those anymore?
They do.
Okay.
I love Tootsie Roll Pops.
Okay.
I'm Googling this. How many licks to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
Did you specify the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. This
Now,
is from
how
I have an NPR article pulled up.
Wait, Sammy's got a
already.
question.
how are we specifying this? So, are we doing where there's no more hard coding? Are we doing what Caleb discussed before the podcast of it literally just being one section?
I think if you just got to reveal the Tootsie Roll center, you don't have to completely free
Okay.
it from its confine.
Okay. Because I have the answer both ways now.
Okay.
Okay.
And so but I don't want to just give it because then I feel like segment
not
over,
fun.
you know? Yeah.
My real question, I think the moral question we have to ask when it comes to how many licks it takes. Why would you ruin a lollipop with Tootsie Roll in the middle?
No, you shut
No,
up.
I don't-
Tootsie Rolls are delightful, and I'm about to explain
No.
the history of
No,
Tootsie
I
Rolls
just
to you
I
if
brought
you
this
don't
up
shut
to trash on Tootsie Rolls. I don't like them. I think they're nasty. They look like chocolate, but they act like licorice. That's worse. I hate them.
All right. Tootsie Rolls. Do you know why they were invented?
The devil himself came and put his balls in a taffy pull. I don't know.
Man, if that's the devil's balls, I love the devil's balls.
I'm about to say, if Tootsie Rolls are the devil's balls, I'm about to be sucking on that nut for a
Man,
while. Okay.
sheesh. I guess I got to go to hell.
All right, World War II. All right. It's time for Caleb's random history hour.
Okay.
World War II is happening. And to
Right
boost
now?
morale, No,
Right
this is
now.
well, okay, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Imagine you are a soldier in World War II. Okay.
Awesome.
You're off. You've tried to kill Hitler a few
Dope.
times. It hasn't worked. But
Damn it.
you want one thing because morale is starting to slip for the American troops.
You want dead Hitler.
Okay.
You want chocolate because you just know you've been craving that one thing. But they've tried shipping chocolate to you, and every time they try to ship it, guess what happens?
It melts.
It melts.
It melts. So, some scientists in the lab and some confectioners are thinking, okay, we need to find a way to take chocolate and make it to where it is shelf stable so we can ship it overseas. It won't melt, and our soldiers can have chocolate on the front lines. Thus entered the Tootsie Roll because it was shelf stable, it doesn't melt easily, and it has the chocolate flavor.
Does it?
Kind of.
I love me a Tootsie Roll and a Tootsie Roll Pop.
I love them.
I've spent my entire life hating them. Like, anytime someone's like, oh, here's a Tootsie Roll as a kid, I'd be like, ooh, yeah, it looks like chocolate. And it'd go in my mouth. And it'd stay in my mouth for the next 20 minutes. Because you just can't out-chew a Tootsie Pop. Cannot chew a Tootsie Roll. You just, you chew it up a little bit and then swallow it like a piece of gum that you don't have a trash can for. I hate them. I hate them. And Tootsie Pops were the worst because I was like, oh, yeah, freaking lollipop. I'm licking it. I'm sucking it. I'm loving it. This is so good. Then you get to the middle and you start chewing it and it gets bad. And I'm just upset about it. So this is my vendetta. I'm so mad at Tootsie Pops.
All right, so I went to Tootsie.com, which is the Tootsie Roll website. First of all, the recipe for Tootsie Rolls had apparently been around a lot longer than World War II. It had been around since 1896 is when they were starting to be sold in Austria.
Dang.
And then the people from Austria moved to America and then opened up a shop in New York. Then it came over. There are 8 sizes of Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, well, okay. I can only think of regular sized ones, the long boys, and the thickos.
Okay.
Which are
like
also
the
the new
thickos.
genders, too.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Small boys, longo, and thick
the small boys that you are thinking of, their technical name is midgies.
that feels
That
feels
kinda gross.
borderline not acceptable by today's standards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, the good thing is it doesn't get worse like it does in most things from that time period.
Good to know. Okay.
The long boys you're thinking of are called the 20-cent bars,
Okay.
and the big boys you're thinking of are the snack bars.
Okay.
So that's 3 of them. There's also mini midgies, 5-cent, 10-cent, giant bars, and Count Good Bag bars.
Count Good Bag.
Is that like a Tootsie Roll vampire?
I think it has to be.
Or is he just a very, very wealthy man whose name is also an excellent, excellent porn name?
I mean, yeah, that has to be it. I'm also I'm doing a deep dive on Tootsie Rolls for you
Guess
guys.
how many
They
Tootsie
are
Rolls they make a day?
5.6 million.
64 million.
Gee.
Wow, that's a lot.
Guys, I can buy Tootsie Rolls directly from the site. How many can I buy?
Yeah, what is
Single flavor Tootsie Pops? Heck yes.
Okay, this is actually really precious. Can I read you some facts about them?
Yes.
So, since 1970, they have received more than 20,000 letters from children around the world who think they've solved the mystery of how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. And the estimates seem to run from children about 100 licks to 5,800 licks. Most of them are around 600 to 800. And not only do they respond to every letter children send to them, they also send out Clean Stick Award certificates to each person who mails in a response to how many licks it takes.
That's
cute.
so cool.
They
I'm gonna do that.
That's really
and
precious.
I'm an adult.
Get that Clean Stick Award. Wink.
They also, apparently, guys, you can shop candy by color. And just like if your
Oh.
child has a favorite color, you can just buy that color of Tootsie Roll, of like Tootsie Pop. I think that's really cool.
I love that. That's really cute.
I'm growing in respect for the Tootsie Company, but not for their food.
Holy crap. They make so much stuff that I didn't realize they made.
Their website has recipes, and I'm looking at cannolis. They got cookies. They got cheesecake.
Yes, Tootsie Roll cheesecake.
Oh,
You want to know what's
This is-
fascinating?
Huh.
I'm looking at every candy they offer. I do not like a single one of them.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
You don't even like
How
Andes?
do you not like an Andes Mint?
Wait, they don't do Andes Mint. There's no way.
Yeah,
They do
they
Andes
do.
Okay,
Mint.
Andes Mint is the only one on this list that I like.
Caramel apple
right.
pops?
Nope.
Charms? I've never had charms.
Nope.
Double bubble bubble gum?
Don't like gum. And also
Sugar
Double
Daddy?
Bubble's nasty.
I forgot that was a candy. Sugar Daddy?
Oh, not in the way they think.
You
They
don't
do
like
Junior Mints.
Dot?
You don't like what?
You don't like dots?
No. Dots are
Do you
gross.
not like Junior Mints?
All right. Listeners, write into Cordell specifically. Just tweet at Cordell to tell him how wrong he is.
You won't be the
Please?
first. You won't be the last.
Cordell doesn't like fruities.
There are too many jokes that came to my mind with that one.
Too many?
Too many.
All right. I have gone to their website for how many licks too. So now I have two websites.
Oh, do they have
pulled up.
Is it under their FAQs?
It is under Fan Fun.
Yeah.
On
Fan
Tootsie.com.
fun. How many licks? You're right. It's right there. Flavor survey. We'll do that another time.
All
What
right,
candy
so
are you? There's a what candy are you test.
okay, listeners, we are gonna hardcore support the Tootsie Pop, like the Tootsie Corporation now. Please,
We're their
it's
biggest
so
fan.
good.
You should sponsor us, Tootsie.
Please, I'm pretty sure you could convince Cordell to say that Tootsie Rolls are the best if you give us enough money.
I have
throw enough
no
money at us and we'll
standards.
do it.
Like if you give me daily money, I will eat as many Tootsie Rolls as you want me to on camera every day. I don't care. Like, you start paying me, I'm your man.
Yep. So, do you guys want to know, according to a study done by the New York University,
Yes.
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 how many licks it takes to get to the center?
Very.
Yes.
On
Yes.
average. And what they did is completely expose the Tootsie Roll in the center.
Okay.
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 It takes,
No hard
on
shot.
average, and I think they did like 5,000 people.
That's a good sample
So-
size. That's really good.
Yeah.
On average, it takes 1,000 licks to get
Okay.
to the center of a Tootsie Pop. And that's from the New York University. According to Tootsie themselves, they won't give an answer because they want the mystery alive for children.
Can you imagine the state your tongue must be in after licking a lollipop 1,000 times?
I'm curious, and I'm type 1 diabetic, so I'm saying this right now. When we get to a significant amount of average listeners an episode, I don't know how many will figure that out.
Maybe 4.
Maybe 4.
I think we already have that many.
I don't know. I don't look.
When we get to 69,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
we will do. I will do a live stream on Twitch.
Of getting to the center.
You two can join in. Of me trying to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop with other stuff going on to make it actually.
I think we all do
entertaining,
it. Like, the 3 of us each get a Tootsie Pop, and we're all twitching together. We're streaming, and we just, whatever we're doing, we just keep looking, and we have to keep meticulous tally of our licks.
I think that is a good idea, but one of us should not do it just so it's not a very boring live stream of 1, 2, 3, 4. Of all of us doing that?
Okay, fine. I'll entertain the people. Fine.
With a Tootsie cam that we can throw to at any time of just one of us suffering and trying to get.
And let's go to the Caleb
We can
Tootsie
take
cam, and
turns.
he's just crying. Like,
Tongue is
Just not knowing-
bleeding.
This is actually a very funny idea. Okay, I like
so. Yeah, that's all I got.
Well, it's time for another segment that we haven't done in forever.
Another segment.
We read reviews and they're really bad. Now guess the movie. I'm gonna make it better. But yeah. So this time I'm gonna read you 2 of these reviews. One because one is funny. The other one is it will help, and then I have some other ones I can read that will hopefully make it obvious. But the first one, here's the first half-star review. This is on Letterboxd for people that don't remember because we only did it once. This one is a half-star review by Pretty Sick. The review is worst.
Oh, no.
Worst.
No.
VFX vomit. So that one's just funny. So VFX, that's the hint from there. But okay, this next one, which will hopefully help a little bit more, is half-star review by Angie, I think. Yeah. They want to be everything everywhere all at once. That's in quotation marks. So bad. And yet this is still the corniest movie I've ever seen. And I've watched Suicide Squad. Have you seen the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Yes, it's an incredible film.
Okay.
I've got a guess.
Okay.
My guess is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Ding, 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 ding. Yes, it
yes.
was. 2 other funny ones. Spy Kids 3D Game Over has better graphics and visuals than this. And then the last one I wanted to read was, I've never seen this movie and I don't intend to, but it probably fucking sucks. So I gave it a half-star review.
Incredible. Just beautiful. The funny thing is though, like, people act like it was notably worse than anything else visually in the MCU. And like,
yeah, it's
like
not.
the Marvel movies have a pretty slick aesthetic overall, but like the CG is never gonna be lifelike because they're showing such unrealistic things. Like, get over yourself.
And like this, I will say, this Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness is not my favorite Marvel movie.
Fair.
I do have issues with it, but the visual effects are really cool, and like the stylized of her, like of America making the like star holes, those looked really cool.
Which is canon.
visual
That's
effects.
the shape her multiverse kicks open into.
Yeah. The way, but they like the way they made it still look realistic though, but it's still being the star shape was incredible.
I've seen in the past couple days people have been dissing on, like, you know, the scene where they're talking about dream walking or whatever
Caleb,
they
you've
are
seen it,
calling
right?
it. Caleb, you've seen it.
No, but no, but here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to let you guys talk because I'll be back in a second and you can edit this out or leave it in. I'm literally about to shit myself out of nowhere. So I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Caleb's hair when he took headphones off is majestic too. Like, that was good looking. But you know the
but
scene.
spoiler alert for everybody who hasn't seen it.
Yeah, haha, spoilers. The scene where they're talking about dream walking or whatever it's called, where you like go into your other multiverse person, and they're like, and it does the like 90s style of like cutting over here and a face here and this background thing and all of that. I thought it was fun and clever, and there were people just like trashing it. They were like, this is ugly and awful. And I was like, get over it.
And yeah, like you said, it was stylized. It also, I mean, Sam Raimi directed this.
Yeah.
And it just felt like a very Sam Raimi movie in the best ways.
Like,
and like, yeah.
Yeah. People, to get into my artsy fartsy junk, people don't like a sense of style and authorship Like,
know.
like they want every movie to feel essentially the same. They don't want people to try new things or to try old things. Like, they don't want style. They simply want every movie to look the exact same.
Especially Marvel movies and like comic book movies.
But people are so quick to complain about every Marvel movie looking and being the same, and the moment they diverge from it, they're like, "Oh, this sucks.
why
why
does this
change?
look this way?
Why you gotta change things? That sucks, but same sucks
That's-
too."
That's real. Yeah.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I had a good time. I had a good time.
I like that Marvel is taking a chance on these unknown directors.
Exactly.
I really like, they went for Taika Waititi, and he was relatively unknown at the time. I'm excited to see what this Sam Raimi guy can do.
Yeah, no one's ever heard of
he's so
him
good.
or in the context of
Nope.
superheroes.
Nope. Don't even know why you would say that, Cordell.
I
But
just say
since
things.
Caleb is back from the shitter, let's get into the real talking point I wanted to ask. I know I've talked about it before, and I don't know if you guys have even thought about it, but we're talking about it now. Right now. What dual typing Pokemon are each of us? We can discuss. It has been said before that I am Water Fairy. If we come up with a different thing, that is fine.
Okay, real quick for the listeners, I am going to list out every Pokemon type for you. Just to let you know what they are. Okay, listeners, if you're unfamiliar, you're about to get a little more familiar.
About to get a little more.
So, there is normal, fire, water, electric, grass, ice, fighting, poison, ground, flying, psychic, bug, rock, ghost, dragon, dark, steel, fairy.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now, the way we had done this before, or me and the other people I had discussed with, was like it could be personality personifications of like the type that you see. Like it could be, oh, there's just literally this Pokemon that I see you as because of these reasons. So and that Pokemon is this typing.
Yeah.
Like for some reason, I'm getting the vibe for Caleb was a very similar, I discussed with Carson White, and it was very similar typing to him. I'm thinking for some reason grass ground feels accurate.
Because pot. I get it.
Because for some reason grass feels caring. Like the Pokemon that you see with grass are more like go with the flow. It's in my mind, I was thinking like ground, you're down to earth and like chill, you go with the flow, you grow. I guess water is more go with the flow, let's be honest. But
I think ground is definitely in the equation for me. I will agree with you on that. I'm not sure about grass.
I could kind of see Caleb being like water ground. Grounded, but also pretty moldable, chill, cute.
Cute. Yeah, that's an
Cute.
important one.
You're cute. Also, that was an impressively fast poop, and I'll give you that.
yeah, I'm proud of you.
Okay, listen. It blasted out. I had that down and it was out. Like, that's what it was. It was not anything outside of... I was literally sitting here for like 2 minutes, not hearing what you guys were saying, thinking, I have to poop. I just have to poop right now. And then you guys were like, you haven't seen it, right? You've seen it, right? And I was like, no, bye. That's all that happened.
So what you're saying is it came out like a fire type.
I'm saying it came out like a water ground mixture, kind of mutton.
Well, good episode, everybody.
All right. Tootsie Rolls and shitholes.
This episode is simultaneously the poop episode and the blowjob episode, and I don't like that.
And
we've already done an
Pokemon.
episode about Deep Throat already. So
why do we keep coming back to oral?
It's always oral. It's always been
It's
oral,
always
Cordell.
oral.
Anyway, but yeah, water ground, I feel like
I think
a
that's,
good
that
typing.
feels pretty good.
it feels
Cordell?
right.
No, I'm digging it for Caleb.
I think Cordell has to have a little bit of like I don't think, because like he and I have a similarity where like I could see the ground type
Mhm.
in him, but I think it's a little bit more specific, and I think it is the steel type
Interesting.
a little bit. I
I
think
was
there is a
thinking
little
that
bit of
too.
steel.
I wanna hear why. I'm curious.
I think you have said on this show before that you are a routine oriented person. And
Mhm.
to me, that is very rigid. And so it being steel makes sense to me.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear that. I like that. So
Now
here's
here,
Oh, no, you go.
No,
I want to let you two like put this on me first, and then I want to come later, you know?
yeah, okay. You're gonna come later.
Oh, already came.
Now, the issue I'm having is I feel like the second typing, I feel like you are a very loyal, kind person.
Okay.
And I'm trying to associate that with a typing. And for some reason, it's coming out fire, either fire or normal typing. But I'm leaning towards fire because you're always like, they're love and passionate fire, but also like, you always have to have a good fire type on your team. At least I do. So that feels like a loyalty thing as well. I don't know how accurate that sounds to you guys.
I have the angle in my mind, but I want to see if Caleb has a second type to proffer first.
Okay, yeah. I think steel
I
fire
agree
or fire
with
or normal steel.
I think the loyalty is there. I agree with that. But I think there's an aspect of Cordell that we're not addressing, which is that at the end of the day, Cordell is also, in his own way, a party boy.
Okay.
Interesting.
So that
like,
lends
Cordell
itself
is
more
not
to the
like-
fire, definitely.
I think that lends itself more to the fire. I think it is like a fire steel scenario.
I want to hear how I'm a party boy.
yeah.
You have not lived until you have seen Cordell sitting at a party and then hear the start of one of two songs, and that is Dancing Queen by ABBA or Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba.
I get so
I blew my
psyched.
knee out at Cordell's wedding dancing to Chumbawamba with him.
I just start
do
jumping.
remember
I
that.
can't stop.
And
It was
that
very
is
fun.
like, I see that as like an integral part of Cordell, is that it's not that he is a predictable party boy. It is that
Yes.
out of nowhere, you just see a fire come into him and it is inextinguishable.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I accept this, and I like that. I do want to throw out a type that I've been thinking about for me. Okay?
Okay.
How do y'all feel about psychic? Because I feel like the part of me we're not necessarily touching on is just how much my stupid little brain never stops thinking. And I think it can contain the caring aspect too, because psychics are known for mind reading and like getting into that like emotive area too, but I feel like I use that more to like be with people and be on people's level and connect with them.
How do we feel about psychic fire?
Okay.
I feel like what you are saying about psychic could be attributed to fire too.
Yeah.
Is what
you
the
do.
only issue. Whenever I think of psychic Pokemon, they are also more cold, more more intellect based, more than caring based. Like I understand what you're saying by psychics in general, but psychic Pokemon, like when the quintessential psychic Pokemon I think of is Mewtwo. And he's just like uncaring, very cerebral. Like a lot of the other psychic type Pokemon I'm also thinking are just very cerebral in general anyway.
That's true. That's fair.
So I do think you are steel fire.
I can accept that. I like it. I think I'm getting too hung up on wanting to be the like intellect feely guy, but I think the fire's there. I do get pretty riled up.
I think you are a very passionate person in the best ways. I think fire.
I think
in the best ways.
I think fire is good. I think if there was a way to do a third type, psychic would be the third type.
Yeah. Like you would have a psychic ability, or you could like have psychic moves still.
I could see that. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll be fire. I'll be steel fire.
I think you were steel fire that can learn a psychic ability.
Okay, I can dig it. And so, Sammy, I like water fairy for you.
Water fairy's just like too perfect. Honestly, like if there's not, it's like with Cordell in mind, I think there's still room for debate as to what Pokemon type we are. With Sammy, it's just like, oh no, steel fairy.
I will say though, as far as Sammy goes, I think steel could be in there. Just because Sammy, surprisingly, is very rigid and structured in her own ways too. And has that like I don't, it's you learn a steel move rather than being steel type, but you really enjoy having your structure and having things figured out and set. And I appreciate that about you. So I want a steel move in your learn set there.
Okay.
But
yeah.
So if I'm
like Empoleon.
Yeah.
Except if Empoleon was fairy.
Like Primarina, but you can learn like steel beam. A steel beam. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So what's in my learn set then? If it's water and ground, what's that third type that I can just learn?
Yeah, you can learn an off type move that's like, why is it there? But then you look at the Pokemon and you're like, oh, I get it. I think personally, I can kind of see that being either electric or ghost for Caleb.
I was leaning toward electric too. That was one of the first things that came in my head, but
curious. Okay.
I mean, essentially what it comes down to is, in my mind, I think you could divide people into acoustic and electric humans. Like some people just feel like more of an acoustic guitar, some people feel more like an electric guitar, and I think Caleb feels to me like an electric guitar more than an acoustic guitar.
Yeah, true. That's a great way to say it.
I very much dig this.
So I kind of dig electric. The ghost was because you have this kind of strong connection with your own mortality. You just think about death a lot.
True.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I get, yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong, but it hurts.
You're not.
No, you're not. No, you're not wrong, and it doesn't hurt. Like it's just one of those things that like I have had to come to realize that I have a stronger sense of my own mortality than other people have of theirs, and so it's not, to me, it is normal to just be thinking about how I will die and when that will happen.
Yeah.
And it's not normal for other people, and that freaks me the fuck out. I'm like, how are you not thinking about this right now?
Caleb, you just there's a meme that I saw years ago that describes us, and it's like a mouse and a bird talking, and the bird is like, I don't know, just like sometimes I'm just so sad, and the mouse is like, dude, that's like my state of being. And I just think about that with us. I'm like, Caleb, sometimes I think about death and you're like, welcome. I've been here the whole time.
It's like, I don't know. I used to have this idea for a scripted podcast of like a character being death interviewing people.
Oh.
Or like a person, yeah. And I've still have that rattling around in the back of my head of like, eventually I'm gonna write this and produce it. But
that's dope though. I like that.
You know what? Also, you wrote and produced a fun little game show for us to
Oh,
play.
I always got a fun little game show. Welcome everyone to the Caleb Burley. This is a always possible segment where I make a game show for these lovely people that are my co-hosts, and I make them play it whether they want to or not.
I have
we
never met a
always do, though.
human
It's
who
fun.
loves quizzes more than Caleb.
I
Yeah.
adore quizzes and the structure of game shows and quiz shows. It is my passion.
Maybe Caleb's a
Some
steel
would say.
type.
Now, this game show is inspired by the latest TikTok trend. If you're on TikTok like Sammy, you probably know about this. If you're not, like Cordell, I'm going to do a brief explainer. The trend is the idea of like, they're a 10, but, and then you list a negative attribute and give them a number. But instead of doing us ranking people or anything like that, this fun little game show for the beauty of Junk House is I'm going to rank historical figures and give them like a number based on their looks and then give them a but attribute.
Okay.
And you guys have to figure out the historical figure based
Okay.
off of
Okay.
that.
Let me
I'm
just
big
say
down for
first,
this.
I don't like this meme. I don't think it's very funny.
Oh, I don't
But
either.
let's
But
carry on with the
Olivia
game.
and I were texting. Olivia and I were texting about this last night and like doing historical figures, and it was very fun. I'm only going to do 5 to keep it pretty short.
Okay.
But I'm going to give you guys an example one so you can kind of get into it. So this guy, he's a 6, but essentially all of his writing can be done by a million monkeys.
Oh, that's Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
Yeah.
William.
So it's stuff like that. Just
But we
fun.
also
Will
get to
I,
know
okay.
how attracted to various historical figures Caleb is. And I like that
Yes,
That's
too.
I'm
the
interested.
real
This
secret.
This is Caleb
That's the
making
real
like
secret
a
about
list
this.
of all the hotties from history.
Yeah, and some of these are not going to be very high up. So just so you know.
Okay. We're ready though. I think we're Randy.
right.
We're Randy and itching for this sexy historical people.
All right.
But
He's a 5. But he's definitely into what you're into and knows how to throw a burner of a party.
No, David Bowie's hot. For some reason, I wanted to say Nixon. I
So
don't think that's-
wait, it's is it Nero?
It's Nero.
Yes.
He's into what you're into, and he will burn down Rome while playing the fiddle
There
and
it
watching.
is. I was like, wait, burning.
Yeah, I was like,
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes. All right. This one was written by Olivia. So number 2, he's a 10, an absolute 10, but he
Okay.
won't stop talking about farming or Karl Marx.
Caleb?
Pretty close.
I got nothing.
I feel like
Minecraft
it's
Steve.
it's someone from like Russia. But I don't
So
Is
who
it-
would be
is it
some notable
Lenin?
hot people from Russia?
Lenin had that nice head.
Rasputin.
Rasputin. No, he was way before Mark.
He's sexy. Yeah. But he's sexy. You said hot Russian people, so that was the first I thought of.
I don't have an answer,
I
but I
really-
do
I
have
really-
a joke
I
I,
really
would
got
like to
nothing.
interject in the middle
That's
between
all
two.
right.
So go ahead, tell us who it is.
This is Stalin.
There it is.
He's hot. Look at a picture of Stalin. He's hot.
You're gonna make me
as
Google
hell.
Joseph Stalin, and I really don't want to do that.
Yes, Google Joseph Stalin and set him as your background on your phone. He's
If
hot.
you're into giant mustaches, maybe
Well,
Yeah.
this was
Olivia,
written by Olivia,
and we know what
so-
you look like. You're right. Real quick
Exactly.
though, did you know that Stalin's sister actually had a big racing career?
Oh,
Yeah, it was Anya Marks. Wait, Stalin. I ruined it. I'm so mad. I'm
my
so
God.
mad. It was
Still
right
funny,
there.
Anya Marks
it was
is great.
It was right there. I had it.
Carl had a great.
I just said
Wow.
Stalin instead because I was thinking about that stupid mustache.
You just ruined your
Oh.
joke. You ruined your own
I
joke.
hate myself.
All right. Next one.
Next.
He's a 6.
Cordell.
And he definitely has a thing for his mom.
Oh, Freud.
Yeah, Freud. No,
Freud.
Oh, Freud.
Yeah, Freud. I wanted to throw in a really easy one in there. All right. Number 4.
Okay.
She's a 10. She is an absolute 10, but she made a man take down a whole empire just for a little bit of that puss.
I'm not history minded, apparently.
I have a guess.
Okay.
Is it? It's not Cleopatra, is it?
It is Cleopatra, an absolute 10.
Apparently, I am more history minded than I thought. I really didn't think I'd be
Right?
okay at this game.
Oh, no, you're doing pretty good.
Sammy, I'm really
No, you
sorry
did
for
good,
just
Jordan.
answering them all.
It's fine. I knew I was going to be bad at this. I guess I was not expecting straight up historical figures because, as you've made a joke before, my history apparently needs some help.
Well, Sammy,
Thanks, American school system.
win as a team, lose as a team.
Yeah, this is you guys working together.
Yeah.
This one is a straight up historical figure. I'll tell you before.
Weren't they all?
But I relate. Well, they were all. But I'm going to do this again in the future with less historical and more current people.
Ooh, pop culture characters and things. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Sammy, do
Yeah.
one about Sonic characters.
This guy is a 10. He's a 10. But he literally died because he ran out of shit to do.
That one guy from that one show where he is in the library and he likes to read and he's in the endless library, but then his glasses break. So oops, he can't read anymore.
That was the
Twilight Zone, right?
farthest approximation of that episode, but also being correct.
Yeah.
One of these days I'm going to do a Twilight Zone episode and you're going to learn how deep that well goes for me. I love the Twilight Zone.
Good.
Good.
I don't know this answer though.
Yeah.
He's a 10, but he literally died because he ran out of stuff to do. Is Alexander the Great. He literally died of boredom. Like, he literally died because he had done so much that he had nothing to do.
I just don't believe that it was
Nothing left to
boredom.
conquer.
I feel like that's not true. Like a good history lie, maybe. But like, how does that work?
Oh, I'm
I mean,
so bored.
when you've
Bye.
conquered half the world, or half of the known world at that point, and then you literally just they're like, you can't go any further. You're done. What are you going to do?
I mean, I guess I would just I don't know, maybe play some video games if I were Alexander the Great. You know?
Play some chess.
I don't know,
Chess
maybe
exists back then.
maybe go rebuild the Library of Alexandria.
I've been playing a lot of Tetris. He could just play Tetris.
Yeah, why not play Tetris, Alexander?
I feel like he wouldn't be good at Tetris.
You know what he would be good at, though? Risk.
Ooh.
Oh.
He played real life Risk, so he's got the unfair advantage.
You do have that unfair advantage. Oh, Cordell. Oh, by the way, you guys win. You guys got most of them right, so you guys win. Cordell, what did we learn? What did we learn today?
So today we learned that the Tootsie Company is better than Cordell thought. We also learned that Pokemon should probably not be so easily pushed into two type boxes. Maybe they're more complex than that. And
Exactly.
we also learned that Caleb's got some weird historical kinks. I don't think there was a lesson here other than
That's okay.
we all have an oral fixation, clearly.
This episode was recorded in front of a live studio audience of Drew and Miranda. Thank you for being here, Drew and Miranda.
Yes. All right. Thank you to the one and only Reverend Horton Heat for letting us use their song "Psycho Billy Freak Out" as our theme song, opening and closing. If you wanna follow us on Twitter, it's at Junkhouse, but the O in house is 0. If you wanna email us, it's at junkhousemmailbox@gmail.com, and I am signing us up for Mr. Owl's Tootsie Roll Funhouse, which is a email service that they do.
Yeah. Okay, I'll keep it. I'll keep the inbox clean.
Yes.
I'll check all of the Tootsie Rolls, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
You can check my Twitter. I had to make my Twitter private, but you can still try and add me. It's a Mother Moth, but the O's are X's. That's kind of fun.
You could follow me, Cordell, the king of getting jokes right the first try, at Cordalicious.
If you want to follow me, you can. It's at Awkward from 1997. There's a lot of political tweets right now, so
Yeah, very fair.
Prepared.
Fuck the Supreme Court.
Fuck the Supreme Court.
To close us out, can I try my joke again? Can I get it right?
And as we say every week,
Did you know that Karl Marx's sister had a very prominent racing career?
what? No,
What
I
was it?
didn't.
Yeah, no, who?
Her name was Anya Lennon.
Wait,
I hate
get out of our house.
Get out!
I'm getting evicted.
It's a psychobilly freak out.